Welcome to my channel Valuable Rare Coins because, as you know, old is gold. Some of the rarest coins worth big money could be hiding in your hands right now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch till the end. Let's dive in. First, we're shining a spotlight on a modern American classic that's turning heads in the numismatic world, the U.S. state $quarter coin West Virginia, 1763 to 2005 D. This isn't just a beautiful piece of pocket change, it's a valuable treasure packed with historical pride, stunning design, and, for the lucky few, rare errors that are making this coin one of the hottest targets for collectors across the country. If you've got this coin or are curious about its value, listen closely and stay with us till the end. You might just have a hidden gem waiting to be discovered. The West Virginia State Quarter was released in 2005 as part of the 50 State Quarters program by the United States Mint, one of the most popular coin series in American history. This coin commemorates the state's admission into the Union and showcases one of the most breathtaking engineering marvels in the United States, the New River Gorge Bridge. Towering high above the rugged terrain, this bridge is not just a tribute to American ingenuity, it's a symbol of West Virginia's strength and beauty. The coin's design beautifully captures the massive steel arch spanning over the New River, surrounded by rolling Appalachian scenery that brings the entire quarter to life. But beyond its eye-catching design and deep meaning, this coin hides a thrilling secret. Rare mint errors and die varieties that have transformed ordinary-looking West Virginia quarters into coins worth thousands of dollars. That's right. A coin minted for 25 cents could actually be worth a small fortune if it includes certain striking errors that only a trained eye can spot. And the versions minted at the Denver Mint, marked with the letter D, are where these special finds have been discovered. One of the most valuable and talked about errors on this coin is the double die reverse. A rare and beautiful mistake where parts of the design are struck twice, slightly out of alignment. On the West Virginia quarter, this can often be seen in the fine details of the bridge structure or in the inscriptions such as West Virginia and E Pluribus Unum. The doubling creates a ghost-like shadow behind the letters and lines, a stunning visual that collectors go wild for. These errors are incredibly rare, and when found in mint condition, they are worth serious money. Another amazing and highly sought-after variety is the off-center strike. This error happens when the coin is not perfectly aligned in the minting press, causing the image to be shifted away from the center. On the West Virginia quarter, a noticeable off-center strike that still keeps the date and mint mark visible makes the coin especially valuable. The farther the design drifts from center while retaining its key elements, the more collectible and rare the coin becomes, and let's not forget the die cracks and die chips, which often appear near the edges of the coin or in intricate design areas like the bridge's framework. These tiny raised lines and blobs are formed when the die starts to wear out or crack under pressure. On the West Virginia quarter, die chips might show up in the trees, along the bridge structure, or even as extra metal blobs in the text. Collectors have given fun names to these variations, such as Broken Bridge or Extra Beam, and they're gaining huge popularity in coin collecting circles. Even clipped planchet errors have been reported, where part of the coin appears to be cut or missing. An impressive and obvious flaw that instantly draws attention. These clipped quarters are extremely scarce, and when paired with a coin from the Denver Mint in uncirculated condition, they become highly desirable among experienced collectors and new enthusiasts alike. So, how can you spot one of these valuable West Virginia quarters in your own collection? First, look at the obverse for the D mint mark, confirming it was struck in Denver. Then flip it over and examine the reverse closely. Look at the bridge, the fine lettering, and the details of the landscape. A strong magnifying glass or coin loop can help you spot doubling, chips, cracks, or off-center features. And remember, coins with little to no wear, strong original luster, and clear error markings are worth far more, especially when graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC. Collectors around the nation are waking up to the value of the West Virginia 2005 D quarter, and rare error examples have already made waves at major coin auctions. Enthusiasts are trading them, showcasing them in collections, and even holding them as investments, knowing that their value could climb even higher as more collectors enter the scene. The demand for high-grade, error-filled state quarters is soaring, and the West Virginia quarter is becoming a must-have piece due to its history, beauty, and rarity. And here's where it gets truly exciting. A West Virginia 1763 to 2005 D quarter, featuring a bold off-center strike and well-defined double-die reverse in mint state condition, recently sold for an incredible $50,000. Yes, you heard that right, $50,000 for a single coin that most people would overlook as ordinary. This is what makes coin collecting so thrilling, knowing that life-changing discoveries are still out there, sometimes hiding in plain sight. So go ahead, check your change, search those old coin rolls, and inspect every West Virginia quarter you come across. You never know when you'll uncover the next great rarity. And if you've found something unusual or have questions about your coins, be sure to drop a comment below. We love hearing from collectors, new and experienced alike, and we're here to help you spot value where others see only spare change. Second rare coin. We're talking about the U.S. state quarter-dollar coin Guam 2009p, a coin that might seem like just another piece of spare change, but for those in the know, it could be a hidden treasure worth thousands of dollars. This coin is not only historically significant, but also sought after for its valuable minting errors that have collectors racing to find one in the wild. The Guam quarter was released in 2009 as part of the District of Columbia and U.S. Territories Quarter Program, an extension of the widely loved 50 State Quarters series. It celebrates the island territory of Guam, a strategic and culturally rich part of the United States located in the western Pacific Ocean. The reverse design of this beautiful coin showcases an outline of the island, a flying prow, a traditional Chamorro canoe, and a latte stone, an iconic symbol of Guam's indigenous culture and resilience. Together, these elements tell the story of the people of Guam and their deep connection to land and sea, and all of it is etched in stunning detail on a quarter-size canvas. But what really takes this coin from interesting to incredible is the fact that some of the Guam 2009p quarters contain rare and valuable minting errors that transform them from pocket change into highly collectible, high-value pieces. These rare varieties have been showing up in collections, auction houses, and coin dealers' showcases, and if you're lucky enough to find one in excellent condition, you might just be holding on to something worth far more than its face value. Let's talk about the most exciting error associated with this coin, the double die reverse. This rare mistake occurs when the die used to strike the coin imprints the design more than once, slightly offset. On the Guam quarter, this doubling can be seen in the outlines of the island, the letters of the word Guam, or even in the fine detailing of the prow and latte stone. These doubling effects can be subtle or dramatic, but when visible and verified by a grading service, they can send the value of your coin soaring. Collectors specifically seek out this error, and only a very limited number of them have been found. Another sought-after error is the off-center strike, a minting mistake that occurs when the blank coin planchet is misaligned in the press. This results in a coin where part of the design is shifted or even missing from the center. Off-center errors are always unique, and when combined with the iconic Guam imagery, they become not just collectible but highly desirable. The value of these coins increases dramatically if the date and mint mark are still visible and the error is clearly pronounced. Then there are the die chip and die break errors, which add raised, unintentional blobs or lines of metal to the coin's surface, often appearing in places like the canoe's sail, the top of the latte stone, or around the island's outline. These errors are subtle yet distinctive, and their value grows with the size and clarity of the die damage. The most prized versions are those where these extra features actually change the look of the coin slightly, a dream find for error collectors. Don't overlook the clipped planchet errors either. These occur when a blank coin is improperly cut, resulting in a visible curved clip missing from the coin's edge. Guam quarters with such errors, especially in uncirculated or mint condition, are highly valued due to their dramatic appearance and rarity. A clipped coin paired with other error features becomes a numismatic powerhouse, something every serious collector wants in their case. To identify if your 2009p Guam quarter could be a rare one, start by checking for the P mint mark on the obverse side, indicating it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Then, under good lighting or with a magnifying lens, Closely inspect the reverse side for signs of doubling, strange blobs of metal, or misaligned elements. Pay close attention to the island outline, the canoe, the lettering, and the latte stone. If anything looks unusual, you might have a highly collectible error coin. Collectors across the US and even internationally are now paying close attention to these Guam quarters, and the demand for them continues to grow as more examples of rare errors come to light. Online auctions and coin shows have already featured several high-profile sales, with coins graded by PCGS and NGC fetching serious money. These Guam error quarters are now being included in premium state and territory quarter collections, seen as both modern marvels and long-term investments. And here's the part that will truly make you want to check your change: a Guam 2009 P quarter, featuring a bold double die reverse and graded in mint state condition, was recently reported to have sold for a staggering $20,000. That's right, $20,000 for a single quarter that most people overlook every day. These aren't just rumors. These are real sales, real collectors, and real money changing hands for coins that were once part of everyday circulation. So don't wait. Search your drawers, roll through those old coin stacks, and keep your eyes open at yard sales and flea markets. The Guam 2009 P quarter might just be sitting quietly in your house, waiting to be discovered. And if you find one or think you have something close, leave a comment down below and let's talk about it. Share your photos, your finds, and your questions. This community is built on discovery, and we love hearing from fellow collectors. Third expensive coin. Fascinating story of the U.S. state $quarter coin New Hampshire 1788 to 2000 P, a coin that honors the granite state with stunning detail and, in rare cases, hides secret minting errors that make it worth up to $70,000. This isn't just a coin. It's a potential treasure that could be hiding in your pocket right now. Released in 2000 as part of the United States Mint's iconic 50 state quarters program, the New Hampshire state quarter proudly commemorates the state's entry into the Union in 1788. The reverse design is one of the most distinctive in the entire series. It features the Old Man of the Mountain, a legendary natural rock formation that once stood tall in the White Mountains and symbolized the rugged independence of New Hampshire. Below the image is the powerful phrase, "Live free or die," the state motto that speaks volumes about the character of its people. The quarter captures the soul of New Hampshire, and when you add in rare mint errors, it becomes not just meaningful, but extremely valuable. While millions of these quarters were minted at the Philadelphia Mint, marked with the small letter P, only a tiny fraction contain unique errors that send their value skyrocketing among collectors. One of the most incredible and valuable errors found on the New Hampshire 2000 P quarter is the double die reverse. This error happens when the coin is struck more than once with a misaligned die, causing elements like the lettering, the mountain lines, or even the profile of the old man to appear doubled. In rare cases, this doubling is so clear that it can be seen with the naked eye, and when that happens, collectors take notice. Another jaw-dropping error that makes this coin extremely collectible is the off-center strike. This error causes the entire design to be pushed off its usual placement, giving the coin an unusual and very appealing look. The more off-center the strike, especially if the full date and mint mark are still visible, the rarer and more valuable the coin becomes. These aren't just coins, they're unique art pieces made by accident, and that's what makes them so special in the collector's market. But that's not all. Several 2000 P New Hampshire quarters have surfaced with die cracks and die chips, particularly near the edge of the mountain formation or around the motto. These errors look like raised bumps or jagged lines and result from worn or damaged dies. These subtle variations, when large or clearly visible, increase the value and uniqueness of the coin. Some collectors even nickname these versions, like the cracked cliff or mountain split varieties, and they've become favorites at coin shows and auctions. One more error to look out for is the clipped planchet, where part of the coin is missing due to a mistake during the blank cutting process. A clipped edge on a New Hampshire quarter, especially in uncirculated condition, can make your coin a top-tier collectible. These dramatic and easily visible flaws are always in high demand, especially when combined with other features like strong strikes and luster.so. How do you check if your New Hampshire 1788 to 2000 P quarter is one of these rare, high-value coins? First, confirm it was minted in Philadelphia by looking for the P mint mark on the obverse side, next to Washington's ponytail. Then, examine the reverse under good lighting or with a magnifying glass. Check for signs of doubling in the text or mountain profile, unusual blobs of metal from die chips, or any off-center alignment. The clearer and more unique the error, the more valuable your coin could be, and if it's in mint state or uncirculated condition, the price only climbs higher. Collectors and investors are actively seeking these rare versions of the New Hampshire quarter, and recent sales have shown just how hot this coin has become. Online auctions, private sales, and grading service records all confirm rising interest and increasing value for error-filled and high-grade examples. The appeal of this coin lies in its bold design, limited error varieties, and the mystique of the now-lost Old Man of the Mountain, which makes it even more meaningful to collectors nationwide. And here's the part that turns dreams into reality. One spectacular 2000p New Hampshire quarter, featuring a bold double die reverse and a near-perfect off-center strike, certified in mint state by a top grading agency, was recently sold for an astonishing $70,000. That's right, $70,000 for a 25-cent piece that someone might have once used to buy a soda. This is the kind of find that defines the thrill of coin collecting, the rush of discovering value where no one else sees it. So now it's your turn. Grab a magnifying glass, check your spare change, and search your old coin rolls. That plain-looking quarter from the year 2000 might just be a jackpot hiding in disguise. And if you think you've found something special or want help identifying it, drop a comment below and join the conversation. Share your photos, your questions, and your stories, because in the world of coin collecting, every detail matters and every discovery is worth celebrating. Especially, we're taking a closer look at a coin that captures a monumental piece of American history and has turned into one of the most desirable state quarters in the collector world. The U.S. state quarter dollar coin Virginia, 1788 to 2000D. This coin doesn't just pay tribute to the founding of the state of Virginia, it also holds rare errors and secret varieties that can make it extremely valuable. Yes, some of these coins are now selling for prices that will blow your mind, so stick around, because what might look like just another quarter could actually be a hidden treasure worth thousands. The Virginia State Quarter was released in the year 2000 as part of the legendary 50 State Quarters program by the U.S. Mint. This coin commemorates Virginia's rich colonial heritage and its role in the founding of America. On the reverse, the design features the historic ships Susan Constant, Godspeed, and Discovery, the three vessels that brought settlers to Jamestown in 1607, the first permanent English settlement in America. This is a stunning and symbolic design, capturing a defining moment in American history, and it's become a favorite among collectors from all walks of life. Now, while millions of these quarters were minted, there's something truly extraordinary about the ones that came from the Denver Mint, marked with a small D on the front. That's because some of these coins contain rare and valuable mint errors, mistakes made during production that transformed them from everyday change into collector's gold. These error coins are what collectors dream of, and they're commanding serious money at auctions and private sales across the country. One of the most exciting errors to look for is the double die reverse. This occurs when the coin design is struck more than once, slightly misaligned each time, causing letters or features to appear doubled. On the Virginia quarter, the doubling can sometimes be seen in the rigging of the ships, the masts, the names on the vessels, or even the word Jamestown. These subtle differences can be dramatic under magnification and make your coin instantly more valuable, especially if found in uncirculated condition with full details intact. Another incredibly rare and desirable error is the off-center strike, a minting mishap where the coin blank isn't aligned correctly, resulting in a partial or off-position image. These coins are eye-catching and highly collectible, particularly when the date and mint mark are still fully visible. Some Virginia quarters with significant off-center errors have been sold for thousands of dollars, as each one is totally unique and highly sought after by serious collectors. Then we have the die chip and die crack errors, which are like the hidden surprises on the coin's surface. These happen when the die used to strike the coin begins to wear or break down, leaving raised areas of extra metal in unusual spots. On the Virginia quarter, collectors have reported these errors around the sails, in the ship hulls, or even forming extra waves in the ocean background. These are easy to miss, but extremely valuable when large and distinct, especially in coins with strong luster and minimal circulation wear. There are even more dramatic flaws to hunt for, like the clipped planchet error, where part of the coin is physically missing due to a miscut blink. These are very obvious and very collectible, especially when combined with other striking features. A clipped edge on the Virginia quarter transforms the coin into an instant conversation piece and adds another layer of value, particularly when authenticated by a grading service. So, how can you tell if your 2000D Virginia quarter is one of these special varieties? First, make sure you spot the D mint mark just to the right of Washington's ponytail on the obverse. That tells you it was minted in Denver. Then, flip it over and examine the reverse carefully. Look at the text, the ship details, and the edges for anything that looks out of the ordinary. A magnifying glass or loupe is a great tool here, and if you see signs of doubling, cracks, chips, or any kind of design misalignment, you could be looking at a rare and valuable specimen. Collectors are now recognizing the Virginia quarter as one of the more desirable coins from the State Quarters series, not just for its historical significance, but because of the growing number of error varieties being discovered. These aren't just isolated reports. Real collectors are finding these rare versions in circulation, in rolls, and in old collections. And coin grading companies like PCGS and NGC have certified several of them, adding legitimacy and fueling even more excitement in the market. And now, here's the most thrilling part of the story. A Virginia 1788 to 2000D quarter, featuring a confirmed double die reverse with strong doubling in the sails and lettering, in mint state condition, was recently sold at auction for a jaw-dropping $50,000. Yes, $50,000 for a single coin that originally cost just 25 cents. That's the magic of numismatics and the incredible possibilities that come with a sharp eye and a bit of patience. So, what are you waiting for? Start digging through your pocket change, check those old coin jars, and search your coin rolls. The Virginia quarter might be the hidden treasure you didn't know you had. And if you think you've found something interesting or want help identifying your coin, drop a comment below and let's chat. We love hearing your stories, answering your questions, and helping you uncover the amazing world of rare coins. Last unique coin. We're diving into the wild, rugged beauty of the American West with one of the most iconic pieces from the 50 State Quarters series, the U.S. State Quarter Dollar Coin Wyoming 1890 to 2007D. This isn't just another quarter that celebrates state pride. It's a coin packed with meaning, design simplicity, and, for a lucky few, jaw-dropping value. That's right, this coin, which was minted in honor of Wyoming, has been known to fetch as much as $30,000 when it includes certain rare errors. So sit back, pay close attention, and you might just realize that a valuable piece of American history is hiding in your collection, released in 2007. The Wyoming quarter is the 44th release in the U.S. Mint's 50 State Quarters program and celebrates Wyoming's admission to the Union in 1890. The design is bold, unique, and instantly recognizable. It features the silhouette of a bucking horse and rider, symbolizing Wyoming's deep connection to the spirit of the American cowboy, rodeo culture, and the untamed frontier. Accompanied by the words, "The Equality State," this coin pays tribute to Wyoming's status as the first U.S. state to grant women the right to vote, a historic and progressive moment that still resonates today. The simplicity of this design has earned both praise and admiration from collectors across the globe. Now, while millions of these quarters were struck at the Denver Mint, denoted by the small letter D on the obverse side, only a small handful contain rare and highly collectible mint errors that have pushed their value into the thousands. These are the coins we're about to uncover, the hidden gems that turn spare change into stunning investments and collector centerpieces. One of the most valuable and talked about errors on the Wyoming 2007 quarter is the double die reverse. This minting anomaly occurs when the coin design is impressed twice, slightly out of alignment, resulting in doubling of images or text. On this coin, doubling may appear in the outline of the horse, the rider's hat and boots, or even the bold lettering such as Wyoming or the Equality State. When this doubling is bold and visible, especially when certified by a professional grading service, the coin becomes a prized collector's item that can command an incredibly high price. Another thrilling error that has collectors on high alert is the off-center strike. This occurs when the blank coin is not properly centered during the minting process, causing the design to be pushed partially off the coin's surface. When this happens on the Wyoming quarter, it often affects the rider or the surrounding rim design, creating a one-of-a-kind look. The value of off-center errors depends on how dramatic the strike is and whether the date and mint mark remain visible. The more unusual the appearance, the more valuable the coin becomes. Then there's the fascinating category of die chips and die cracks. These errors occur when the dies used to strike the coin begin to fracture, creating raised, extra blobs or lines on the coin's surface. On the Wyoming quarter, these imperfections may appear around the horse's legs, under the saddle, near the text, or even along the rim. Some error enthusiasts have even dubbed these variations with nicknames like broken bridle or hoof chip, making them stand out as unique finds. The bigger and more noticeable the die chip, the greater the interest from error collectors. And for those of you searching for dramatic visual appeal, keep an eye out for clipped planchet errors, where a portion of the coin appears to have been cleanly sliced off due to a mistake during the blank cutting process. These clipped Wyoming quarters are extremely rare and instantly recognizable. When found in uncirculated or mint state condition, they are incredibly attractive to collectors and can significantly increase in value depending on their severity and uniqueness. So, how do you find out if your Wyoming 1890 to 2007 quarter is one of these rare and valuable coins? Start with the mint mark. Look for the D on the obverse to confirm it was made at the Denver Mint. Then, carefully inspect the reverse design using a magnifying lens. Look for doubling in the text or imagery, off-center positioning, extra blobs of metal from die chips, or any missing sections that could indicate a clipped planchet. Even the slightest difference can make a huge impact in the world of error coin collecting. What's truly exciting is the growing demand for these error quarters. The Wyoming State Quarter, while minimal in design, stands out precisely because of how easy it is to spot these flaws against the clean silhouette of the horse and rider. Collectors at coin shows and online auctions are paying premium prices for certified examples of these rare errors. Coin grading services like PCGS and NGC have authenticated a number of high-value Wyoming quarters, many of which have gone on to become centerpiece items in serious collections, and now for the moment every collector dreams of. One remarkable Wyoming 2007 quarter, featuring a dramatic double die reverse and crisp off-center strike, recently sold at auction for an eye-popping $30,000. Yes, $30,000 for a coin that started life as a simple quarter. This isn't fiction. This is the real magic of coin collecting. When rarity meets condition and a great story, the value skyrockets beyond belief. So, what are you waiting for? Dig into your coin jars, your change drawers, your old rolls, and even that box of coins you forgot about. The Wyoming State Quarter in your possession might be the next great discovery. And if you find something unusual or just want a second opinion, drop a comment below and let's start the conversation. We're building a community of collectors who know how thrilling it is to uncover hidden value where others see ordinary coins. Thanks for joining us today on this incredible numismatic adventure. The Wyoming 1890 to 2007 quarter is not just a celebration of frontier spirit, it's a coin of opportunity, a collector's delight, and for the fortunate few, a life-changing piece of pocket-sized history. Stay tuned for more deep dives into valuable coins, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because your next coin discovery might be just one flip away.